and welcome to Moments with Elizabeth Isola. I have a deep passion to help you live again, to help you become all that God has created you to be. This is a space where we pause, reflect, and allow God to shape us into who He has called us to be. There's a woman in the Bible, Mary of Bethany. This woman is a devoted prophetic worshiper. There are women in Scripture who are remembered for what they did, but Mary of Bethany is remembered for who she knew. Mary was not a stranger to Jesus. She was known, she was named, she was loved. She sat at his feet when others were busy. You remember when Martha was busy doing, preparing or being hospitable and all of that. Mary sat at the feet of Jesus and listened to him every time. She listened to Jesus when others were distracted. She understood his heart before others understood his words. And then one day she did something shocking. What did she do? She broke an alabaster jar again, just like the other woman. But this time, not from pain. This time it was from revelation. If you look at John chapter 12, verse 3, the Bible said, "Then took Mary a pound of ointment of spikenard, very costly, and anointed the feet of Jesus, and wiped his feet with her hair. And the house was filled with the odor of the ointment." The house was filled with the odor of the ointment. And guess what? Jesus said she did it to prepare him for burial. Intimacy gave her revelation. Revelation gave her legacy. So intimacy bets revelation, and revelation built legacy. Mary did not pour oil for applause. She poured oil because she knew his heart. Jesus said, wherever this gospel is preached, what she did will be remembered. Why? Because intimacy outlives activity. Many of us are very active, but we are not intimate with Jesus Christ. What is your secret life like? Do you have a secret prayer life? What's it like? To build a life that carries mega impact, you must move through stages. The woman in Luke 7 broke her jar because she was healed from her past. You cannot serve effectively while still bleeding secretly. You must first break shame, break guilt, break pain, break old identities. You break the jar of your past so healing can begin. And when you get to that level, then God will begin to use you. Mary served from intimacy, not desperation. This is the woman who knows the master's heart before she speaks. You don't pour oil here to be seen. You pour oil because you understand timing and purpose. So you must break the jar of your shame. That's in Luke chapter 7. Before you can pour out the oil of your destiny. That is Mary. Today, we're not talking about church work. We're talking about building a life that smells like Jesus. That's the architecture of mega impact. Is your life smelling like Jesus? So before impact comes processing. In the Bible, the threshing floor is where grain is beaten, to separate what is valuable from what is useless. If you look at Ruth chapter 3, verse 3, she said, "Therefore, wash yourself, anoint yourself, put on your best garment, and go down to the threshing floor. But do not make yourself known to the man until he has finished eating and drinking." So Ruth went to the threshing floor in the dark. It was dusty, it was uncomfortable, it was not glamorous. But because she stayed at the feet of her Redeemer, she moved from being a widow to a wife. She moved from being a stranger to family. She moved from poverty to royal lineage. So the threshing floor always comes before the palace. Now think of a diamond. A diamond is just coal that survived pressure and heat. Without pressure, it stays black and dusty. With pressure, it becomes priceless. When ministry feels hard, when people are difficult, when deadlines stretch you, don't run. God is not destroying you. He's removing the chaff. He's removing the ego, the excuses. He's removing pride, bad habits. That's what God is doing with you. Even Jesus had a threshing floor. Gethsemane means oil press. So if the master was pressed, the handmaiden must be processed. Oil only flows where there is pressure. So when there is pressure, the oil will flow. What feels like pressure is actually preparation. So that pressure you're going through, that thing that looks so difficult, that hard time, that pain, sometimes it's just preparation. What feels like delay is positioning. It's not happening. It's happening to all my mates, and it has not started happening to me. God is positioning you for the best. God is purifying you on the floor so he can position you in the palace. So don't give up. Don't stop yet. God is doing the best for you. I want you to declare today that, Lord, I will not run from the process. I will not despise the pressure. Break what must be broken. Refine what must be refined. Let my life carry your fragrance. Position me for mega impact in Jesus' mighty name. And if you prayed this prayer, you think you need counseling, you can always reach out to us. Thank you for spending this moment with me. I pray something has stirred your heart and strengthened your walk with God. Until next time, stay yielded and keep living all God has created you to be. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share, so that you will receive notifications whenever I come online. Thank you. Ciao.